So this is where the spice rack was attached. So I'm just going to pull these out. Once I get the can rack in place, there'll be an inch of plywood back there, and I can just remount some small screws and hang this. All right. Collateral damage has got to be expected. What we have been talking about for a while is doing some canned food storage in here. So, you know, we have canned food, cans all over the place in the kitchen, stuffed in drawers and stuff. But I always see online these people that make these racks, you know, out of plywood and pine, and you slip your cans in and down they drip, down they drop. And if you do a search, you'll see them. So that's what my project is today. We actually just did some running around. I was at the boat because I wanted to pick up my chart because I've been watching some videos on navigation. So I wanted to sit home and practice a little bit. So the boat's doing good. All our snow is melted. I'll get you a shot later. 1 week and the snow's all gone, so I'm set up in the yard, but temperature's dropping again. So, but I digress. Instead of mounting it on the wall, I'm going to inset it into the wall. So I'm actually going to cut, because the kitchen's right on the other side, so there's no insulation or anything in here. I'm going to cut, build these boxes, and have them inset into the wall. So instead of the thing sticking out like 5 inches, because the whole point is we're trying to get this to have clear walk room, they might only stick out 2 inches. And I'll put to see how it goes. Yeah, so first things first, came back from Home Depot, got all my wood, hit the German butcher, got me some potato salad to get me through the afternoon, and I'm going to hack some holes in this and see what we got. This house is built in '78. It's got this old crumbly drywall, so I'm sure I'm going to make that's the plan. Mess. So if you're actually watching this, that means it worked, and you'll get to see it. If you don't ever see this, that means it didn't work and I just deleted this video. My hammer's right behind you, and I lost my pokey nail. There it is. So the framing in this wall is kind of weird because there used to be a door here, and for some reason there's not a typical 16-inch center here. So I kind of found my 2 edges, marked it, and I'm going to do a quick little cut just to make sure. You don't want to hit any wires. I don't believe there's anything here. This makes it easy to cut. But the thing is loud as anything. So you're going to want your broken up earmuffs. And then you're just going to follow your line. Here's Johnny. So there's going to be some wires here. There's probably wires I ran over for the microwave. That was in my theory that if there is wires, I can push them back. And so I have 3.5 inches here, 4 plus the drywall. So even if I have to build this out 1.5 inches to hide the wires a little bit, at least I'm still getting this thing tucked into the wall a little bit. Call me crazy. Call me like I just like to think of more work for myself. But I'm going to keep cutting. A little messy. Alright. This is the setup. Got my 1/2 inch birch plywood and some 1x2s, 1x4s, and as you can see, all the snow is gone except for a couple little patches by Mr. Pickles. Right, there's the rack there. Just putting in some blocks here to flush this up with the drywall. Behind here I have a block rip 2.5, so I can sneak that wire back there. This block, one more block coming down a little bit lower. This way your wires sneak up, and then you can pop in the rack and see how it looks. There it is. make it Progresso or make it yourself, right? Don't lose the next one. So you gotta kind of let it drop. Try it again. You're gonna put it in here, let it drop down, and then you're gonna pull this one out, let that drop, and there you go. And so that was a little wedge to kick it out. These cans are 3.5, so this I just used the full 1x4, which is 3.5. And then as the cans get smaller, I'll rip it down. I'll pack out the back so they all stay flush in the front. And so when the other 2 units are in, then I'll finish this off around here with some trim and make it look like one monolithic unit. But my original thing, I might double up this 1x6 to pop this out, because now I'm worried my hook set where I was going to put across here, I don't know if that's going to work, because then it's all going to be just kind of like jackets and hoodies hanging across here, which will mask the stockpile of canned goods.
Used to spend my nights out in the barroom, liquor was the only love I know.
This one's nice, nothing in the way. This one we have wires going up to the microwave, more microwave clamp bolts, but we can work with that. Over here we were looking pretty good, but we had these jobbies, and these are holding the spice rack up. Yeah, so the things you find in the wall. Anyway, I cut this one off, hacksaw. I got up into this one, and I cut it off with a hacksaw. But this wire here was actually underneath that, so when I put the new microwave in, this got caught. So I yanked that out, but now my bolt's a little loosey-goosey, so I'm going to try to get it with the vice grips and try to spin it and snug it up. It's always an adventure. Alright, it's too cold out to be doing a step-by-step video outside. It's like 23 degrees and I got to keep coming in and warming up my fingers. But basically what I was working with here, I got it all framed up, got my wires out of the way. So I ended up with 14 inches there, 12 1/4 there, and the one over there ended up being 14. Alright, so basically I cut my plywood the size, and for here this is the Progresso cans are 3.5, so I left it the full width. This one I ripped down to 2 3/8 for the smaller tomato sauce cans, then put my back on, and then I put these spacers on because I want it to still all come out and all these units be flush, so they're all going to be, the depth will be a little different. But that's that. And then I just used a number 8 inch and 5/8 screws pre-drill. I didn't use any glue. Screws are going to hold it fine enough. So then this guy is going to come up and we'll float over bolts, and you can see this one just barely fits. Here's my handy dandy tapper. Alright, of course the furnace is kicking on, but I added the extra 1/2 inch. Now, it's really snug at the top there. Voila! And so, boom. This one I had pre-done. I'll put these on. Of course, the slot size will be different for the smaller cans, but then after I get the other 2 units made, I'm going to take this one off and then put a full piece completely across, make it more like one continuous unit, and then I'm going to put some pine in here, mold it together. The sun is warming me up. So, yep, my Campbell soup cans. Bang. This was ripped to 2 3/4 for these. But in that space, you know, I don't have room for a third Campbell's, but I have room for tomato paste. But the tomato paste is not as big, so I added a layer a half-inch in here, so it'll bring that tomato paste out, so it'll get caught behind the stop. All right. All right, that's where we're at today. I'm gonna call it quits. They're just kind of stuffed in place, so I have to secure them, put the strips on, trim it all in, and get a coat of paint on it. And so I think I can work on that a little bit each night during the week. And then trying to back up here, get you a look. All right, so that's it. The next time you look at, hopefully it'll be painted and have cans in it. All right. Alrighty. Painting has been done. Let me scooch down a little here. Painting's been done, and I'm ready to show you the final project. And it all worked out. So let's take a look. And try to zoom out here. So this is the finished product, and then give Lisa credit for the shoe rack. That is the shoe rack they sell for inside the closet, but it usually angles the opposite direction, and we wanted to keep you know, we didn't want to encroach anymore. The whole point of doing this was get more room to walk through here. And so she actually came up with the idea, well, we'll use these brackets and hang it the other direction, and it holds the shoes. And so I'm like, ooh, I like it. And then I got my hooks on, so I did throw some hats up here. My Cape Dory hat. But some hats are still missing. So originally this started as just to be coat and a hoodie and hat rack, and then it turned into a food storage thing built into the wall. So you know, Lisa doesn't like things hanging there, but I thought, yeah, it actually hides everything, and it's not too bad. If you just have a couple hoodies here, you can pull the hoodie back and grab some stewed tomatoes or your green beans. I made this custom rack here. Tuna fish cans fit in, you know, so you just kind of get down here and pop out your can, and then pop your can back in. And the best thing we came up with was where to keep the bags we saved from shopping, because we keep the bags to pick up after the dog, and they're always just like hanging in a way, all stuffed into another bag. And so since we had more slots here than we needed for stuff, I decided we came up with this idea to put a board in here, and then you'll just come down here, pull your bag out one at a time, and then you just stuff them right in the top. And once we get enough, we're a little low right now, but as you stuff them in, they pop back out, where you can just reach in and grab it and pull it down. So I kind of like that. And she got her hanger here for our brooms, and the step stool hangs right there. And then we also cleaned off the upper shelf that was just full of miscellaneous junk over the years, and Lisa picked up these nice tubs to store stuff in, and we got storage for bigger things across there. That's it. I guess it was probably like $200 of material, maybe a little bit more, plus painting. It probably could have used another couple coats of paint, but we're like, eh, close enough. And so, but it probably was like two and a half days worth of work. You could have made it easier on yourself and just built one that free hangs on the wall, and then you could have just did it whatever size cans you need. Here, because I was going between the studs and it was all weird sizes, I had to kind of figure out which can works here and how many rows of this and that. So this way it's probably a little different than I would have made it if I just made a unit that hung on the wall. But this is set in, you know, 3.5 inches, so it keeps it all nice and flush. It was a cool little project that I didn't plan on doing, but it works. And this room's a lot neater. You can walk through here now without getting caught on the furnace or getting caught with, you know, things hanging and 3 layers of hoodies hanging on one hook. So there you go. It actually worked. All right, maybe let this dog in. I hear her barking out there. Let's see. There you go. What happened? You missing what's going on? She's always barking at the kids in the neighborhood. What's going on out there? What's going on? That's all that's left of the snow. Right? Keep an eye on those kids. Make sure they stay off our lawn. Alright. We're out. Maybe I got time for some boat projects.